are we, ladies? We are the Tigers. When your feet hit the ground, you should be running. You're in the hunt for your next great championship. Who are we?
We are Tigers!
Who are we?
We are Tigers!
Inside LSU Gymnastics with Coach Dee Dee Bro. Brought to you by New Orleans Roast Coffee.
Welcome to another edition of Inside LSU Gymnastics. I'm Mike Smith, and tonight we come to you from Columbia, Missouri, where the Fighting Tigers of LSU, with a season-high 197-275 score against the Missouri Tigers, the first ever Southeastern Conference meet against Missouri for LSU, and it did not disappoint. Tonight, the Fighting Tigers with 6 scores of 9-9 or better, and 6 Tigers either set or tie career-high scores, including 2 in the all-around tonight. But one of the things that made it the most special inside the Hearn Center tonight was the first perfect 10 for the LSU Tigers on the road in 6 years. And Associate Head Coach Jay Clark joins me now. And Jay, it was a magical night on the road for the Tigers.
It was. It really was. And in a lot of ways, it was a gut check for our team in terms of growth. I think we had the opportunity to lay down and die, and they didn't do that. We had a fall early on the first event. We had another one later on beam, and for them to respond to those situations the way they did, I think that's a mark of a team that has a lot of character, and I think that's going to bode well for us down the road.
Well, the meet started in a very inauspicious fashion, where just prior to the warm-up in the first rotation, the lights went out in the house tonight, and there was about a 15-minute delay so that both teams could wait for the lights to come back on. And Jay, we really kind of sensed a little bit of air come out of the building just a bit after the pre-meet introductions, and everybody was excited and ready to go. And then we suffered a fall on the first event, but after that, the Tigers really sort of picked it up and just ran the table.
And Mike, it was a little bit reminiscent of what happened in the Superdome with the Super Bowl the other night. The lights going out and having to go through the cool down cycle, and you know, you wonder how kids are going to respond that way. But I thought our girls did a very good job of staying loose, keeping their mindset. We reminded them that it had been an hour and a half since they had touched the equipment anyway, so another 15 minutes wasn't going to make any difference. And they stayed calm. They stayed within themselves. They stayed focused on what they needed to do, and really didn't let things rattle their cage too much. And I was just really pleased with the way they responded.
Well, of course, in the number 2 spot tonight, Jay, the first opportunity for us to see Brittany Ramsey in a scoring role for the Tigers. She goes 9.775, and then a pair of 9.85s by some veterans, Kaylee Dixon and Reagan Corville.
Well, it was important to get Brittany Ramsey out there. We did put her in that spot and take Lemencia out tonight, and the entire body of the routine was flawless until we get to the dismount. It's a new dismount for her. It's one that she struggles with turning over from time to time. It's made tremendous progress in the last few weeks, and we fully expect it to continue to improve and be something that we can depend on down the line, because she has a different look on bars, and we really need to get her out there more bars. And then you back it up with Kaylee. Kaylee's in a different spot than she's been in each of the last 2 times, but she continues to do what she does, and really puts an exclamation point on that routine with landing the dismount the way that she is. I think she was the only one that stuck tonight, and we've got to do a better job across the board, but Kaylee sort of continues to set the bar that way.
Reagan Corville with a 9.85. She shares the bars title tonight with Kaylee Dixon and with Sari Morrison, but between Reagan and Sari was Randy Wyrick, who just continues to get better and better on the event.
Well, what impressed me was, you know, Reagan did a nice job, but then we go back to the beginning when we had that situation with the lights, and then Jessie had the fall. I walked over to the chalk box, and for Randy Wyrick to say, it's okay, we only need 5. And I think that's impressive for a freshman to really be able to get in that mindset. It's showing a lot of growth and a lot of maturity, and she's in that 5th spot tonight for a reason. Reagan did a great job. Randy backed it up with another good job, and then Sari was Sari at the end. We just didn't land well on those 3 routines, and that was the one thing that I would like to have seen us do better.
Jay, 49-1 for the Tigers. The first time in this 4-week road trip that the Tigers have gone over 49 on the uneven bars. You've got to be pleased.
Well, I am. I'd like to see them. I'd like to see it get a little bit better than that. Not so much the score, but our execution can be better than that. We did better than that all week in the gym, and at some point we'd like to see that carry over. You know, they have a tendency to get a little bit tight on this event from time to time mentally, but I think they're growing through it, and I look for things to continue to improve.
We're just getting started on Inside LSU Gymnastics. Coming up next, assistant coach Bob Moore joins me to talk a little bit about the Tigers' vault. It was also equally as impressive. We'll be right back. Inside LSU Gymnastics with Dee Dee Bro has been brought to you by New Orleans Roast Coffee, the LSU Tiger Spotters, Wow Cafe American Grill and Wingery, Flying Tigers Gymnastics Camp, PJ's Coffee, and Glenn Armentor Pay It Forward Scholarship Program of Excellence.
Tiger fans joined LSU Gymnastics coach Dee Bro and former LSU football All-American Brady James for two special events. Catch Tailgate for the Fight March 7th, 6 to 9 p.m. inside the LSU Tiger Stadium Club, a night of food, fun, and spirited auction bidding. Admission is $56. Also join us March 8th at 7 p.m. as we host the 6th annual Etta James Memorial Meet as LSU will take on rival Alabama. Tickets just $1. And don't forget, wear pink. For info, email promotions@lsu.edu.
Taste that brew, mellow and apple pie. Walk on in, see a few friends, where you at, what now?
Yeah, got to get up early in the morning, man. You know, I gotta have my coffee. So I'm gonna run on down to PJ's. You gotta have it. It's early in the morning.
Who are we?
We are Tigers!
Who are we?
We are Tigers!
Inside LSU Gymnastics with Coach Dee Bro.
We're back on Inside LSU Gymnastics after a historic night in Hearns Center here in Columbia, Missouri, and assistant coach Bob Moore joins me now. Bob, it was a great night on vault for your Tigers. 49-4, one of the highest scores of the season.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I was real proud of the effort and the calmness and the way they approached it.
And you start out with Kaylee Dixon, who has, you know, become a wily veteran, you know, in her fourth season, a redshirt junior now, 9.825. She starts you off on vault, and then followed by Jessie Jordan. That was a last-minute entry into the lineup. She goes 9.875, and you were like an airplane just taking off down the runway.
Yeah, it was smooth. It was great.
And then the Tigers move into the really heart of the order, and then you get Randy Wyrick, a freshman, that really steps up for you, Bob. She has matured in this event.
Yes, she has. I'm real proud of what she's been able to do. Her ability to find that landing, I mean, it's great.
And then you made the decision to substitute Jessie. Was that an issue in warming up? Did she look better, or what was going on, you think?
It was one of those deals to where we just had a good feeling about it. She was a little bit sharper than someone else, so we put her in there.
And so that meant that after half of your vault team, you've got a 9.825 and a pair of 9.875s in the bag. Then you really start to round out with Jessica Savona, Brittany Ramsey, and then finish with Reagan Corville. What are you thinking as you're watching them come down and hit that horse and stick some landings?
Well, you know, I mean, all three of those kids could very easily go anywhere from 9.85 to 9.95. You know, and so it's a very comfortable feeling because I was very calm tonight. I felt like I had nothing to worry about. These are kids that do it day in and day out in the gym, so I just was very happy to watch them just come out there and perform. So, you know, Savona and Ramsey, Ramsey's first opportunity to vault in a scoring role for the Tigers tonight, but she's obviously she's not new to vault, just been out a couple of years rehabbing from an injury. Right, and it was so good to see her in that role tonight. You know, I talked with her afterwards that her distance on the vault was probably the only thing that really held her score down. And that in time with her comfort level would get bigger as her comfort level got bigger. Sure. So I'm just real excited about her performance and the performance level she'll bring to the team because, I mean, this is a kid who could very easily step out there and go 10. So 2 years ago, Brittany Ramsey was the Pac-12 vault champion, and as a freshman, and really showed tonight in your lineup that she's going to fight for a spot the rest of the season. Yeah, it's exciting. Then you finish up with Reagan Corville, goes 9.95 tonight. She ties her career high on the vault, and it just seemed like it floated through the air. And you know, and that's what's amazing. Reagan is built to be a national champion, no doubt. She's got all the attributes, and all she's got to do is just calm that little head down and just go out there and relax and do it, and it's going to pop, it's going to fly, and it's going to score. And it did tonight with a 9.95. So, Bob, you know, it seemed like at the halfway point of tonight's meet, your team just had such great momentum going into the second half. And, you know, after getting off to a bit of a shaky start, as we talked about, but you just really came away with that 49-4, and you felt like it was the Tigers' night.
I felt like we all did well. I'm really proud of my team. I feel like we got a little bit better this week, and it definitely showed in each one of our performances, so we're so excited.
I feel incredible. I think we all did a wonderful job, and we got in the gym, we worked really hard, and it really paid off.
The LSU Tigers, when they went to the floor exercise tonight, Dee Dee, brought a lot of enthusiasm, and it really showed right off the bat.
Well, you know, we did a kind of a pep rally in the circle before we even started, you know, talking about the intensity and being able to adjust and going on the road and being a Tiger team. And so there was a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of spirit, and a lot of emotion that we as coaches gave to the team. And I think they stepped out on the floor and showed that. And Ashley has done a tremendous job, and you know, I keep giving her the kudos that she deserves. You know, here we have a national champion that's helping our kids become national champions, and you know, that's what it takes.
Well, and then at the midpoint of the event tonight, Dee Dee, that's when your Randy Wyrick step up. That's when Reagan Corville steps up. Randy Wyrick, as you said, a last-minute entry really into the lineup, goes 9-8 and had a gorgeous routine.
Well, she did, and we see that in practice. She really should open that routine with a full end. Her tumbling is at this point a little bit watered down, but philosophically, I like to see success. I want her to have some success. I want her to feed on doing well, and then we can add the full end, do a little bit more difficulty.
Well, Reagan Corville bounces back from what she would consider to be a subpar performance on the floor last week at Kentucky. And tonight, Dee Dee, she was every bit as good as the Reagan Corville that we've known and come to love. 9-9, and it was just a spectacular routine.
Well, her tumbling was strong. She did a nice job tumbling, and you know, we need for Reagan to back away from Reagan and enjoy competition and let herself relax.
Well, we have to finish, of course, on the floor with Lomencia Hall. The first time in 6 years on the road that an LSU Tiger gets a perfect 10-0 score. And it couldn't have happened to a nicer girl than Lomencia Hall, and it was every bit as good as a 10-0 tonight.
Well, you know, she didn't compete in the first two events, and that was a real sacrifice for her. And I think she's learning about the aspect of team and building a team and building that team score. And we needed her to be her very best on floor tonight. She performed, she competed, she was a gymnast tonight, doing a beautiful floor routine, and it is deserving of being a part of the LSU 10-0 club, and her name will go on the banner. Ashley Claire Kearney, I don't think could have been as proud of herself as she was of Lomencia's effort tonight and how she performed the routine that Ashley gave her. So I mean, it was a real coming together.
I was going to say, Dee Dee, that was a very special moment, I know for you, and it was for me as well, to see one 10-0 champion go up and give a hug to a budding champion who gets her first 10-0 tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it just means so much.
Well, the Tigers stood at 148 even after 3 events tonight in the Hearn Center. Can they get to 197? Well, after we come back from this break, we'll take a look at the balance beam, and the LSU Tigers could be on their way. You're watching Inside LSU Gymnastics. We'll be right back.
Having a 10 on floor is too many emotions right now is rolling through my head, but it's just definitely a blessing because that's something that I've never gotten in my entire career. And to see that 10 come up, I had to drop to my knees and just pray and say thank you, Jesus.
For years, we've maintained our track record of success for those hurt while giving back to the community. Doing what's right has its rewards, and we're honored to be called the best by you. Earlier this year, a jury of tens of thousands of people, many of you, considered the facts, the evidence, and made a just decision of which law firm is the best. The verdict is in. For the 5th year in a row, thank you.
Wow.
The WOW Performance of the Week brought to you by WOW Cafe. Lomencia Hall. I mean, a 10-0 tonight on floor exercise. What a great young lady, but what a great performance.
We're back on Inside LSU Gymnastics, and we move Dee Dee to the fourth and final event of the evening. And on the road, it's always the balance beam and it's always gut check time. But in our corner tonight, we had a senior from Mexico City, Mexico that gave a terrific effort.
Say her name.
Erica Garcia.
Oh, okay. She did everything I asked her to do. And you know, you can't, on beam, when someone makes a mistake, you can't like jerk them out of the lineup and make them regret making a mistake. You got to go back in the gym and train and focus and redirect. And Erica did that. She redirected. She took control of her beam team tonight and did a fabulous job.
Ties her career high with a 9.85, and then you felt like that Kaylee Dixon coming right behind again with another experienced gymnast did a great job.
Kaylee owned the beam. She made some decisions tonight in her routine. One layout, made a decision. She was crooked. She nailed it, not a break. We know that what she scored tonight is what she's going to score. If she can do that, she sets up the rest of the lineup.
Well, and then Brittany Ramsey gets her first opportunity in a scoring role on the balance beam for the LSU Tigers, suffers an unfortunate break, but she's showing a lot of promise on the event.
She is. Middle of the lineup, it's a tough place to be. You've got to support the beginning and the end, but that's okay. She's going to get better, and we've got Jessica Savona that we can interject in there, and we've got to be able to give some people some experience. But Mincy goes, sets up the rest of the lineup, as solid as she can do it. She does everything exactly like we need her to do, and then wham, sticks the dismount. So. And
goes 9.8, and I thought it was remarkable because she's on such an emotional high after getting the 10.0 on floor in the previous event to come back on a very delicate event and control those emotions. She really was a super performer tonight.
She did a great job, and then Reagan goes, so much difficulty in that routine, and she did a beautiful job, and she continues to get better and better each week. So I'm very, very happy with how she managed herself throughout the entire all-around.
Well, the 9.9 that Reagan Corville received on the balance beam tonight helps her toward a career-high 39.6 in the all-around to really pace the Tigers.
And I think she's got some lofty goals and some things that she wants to accomplish as an individual, but she's keeping her personal goals aside and focusing on the team. And Jessie Jordan goes last, and here's Miss Ice Water in her veins. We needed her to hit. We needed her to give us a big routine. Last year, regionals in Washington, she steps up, does the same thing with a fall in front of her, and does a great job. Jessie goes out and does exactly what we needed her to do.
And the hit routine absolutely locked down a 197 plus performance for the Tigers tonight. And you could see the look on the kids' faces tonight, Dee Dee. They knew that they really accomplished something special.
They knew that, and they're ready to go home. They are ready to compete at home. They are ready. Arkansas next Friday night, they're ready to be at home and be able to relax and have fun with their home crowd, and finally with the students.
Absolutely.
You know, the students are going to be in town. We've had 2 home meets with no students.
Speaking of the balance beam, the last national champion that the LSU Tigers had was Susan Jackson on the balance beam when she absolutely owned it. Take a look at this great piece on Susan Jackson, and let's catch up with where our national champion is today.
Former All-American gymnast Susan Jackson has transitioned from winning national championships at LSU to a prestigious career with world-renowned Cirque du Soleil. One of the most decorated performers in school history, Jackson won 3 national titles in Baton Rouge and was a 12-time All-American. The NCAA's premier gymnast in 2010, Jackson was traveling the globe a year later with Cirque du Soleil and living out a dream.
People would send audition tapes to Dee Dee, and she kind of would hand them and pass them over to the girls who she thought would be interested in doing the circus after college. And so I had gotten one from a company. The show was called Le Rêve. I was like, you know, this would be really cool to do after college. And I mean, it was always a dream of mine for the past 4 years, or through the years of college. And this avenue allows you to continue doing what you love to do, which is performing, and for me, tumbling and flipping around. And on the plus side, I get to see the world.
Cirque du Soleil is known not only for its powerful performances, but for beautiful makeup and exotic costumes as well. A computer scan of Jackson's face is the basis for each ornate mask that Susan wears during her performances. Still just 25 years old, Jackson has a passport that would make any world traveler proud.
So I'm in a show called Alegria, and we're a touring show, and it's in an arena, so we travel every week, and we're currently based in Europe. I actually got to go to London, Hungary, Czech Republic, Germany, Greece, Italy, France, Spain, My normal week is Monday, Tuesday we have off, and then we have one show at 8. Saturday, Sunday, 2 shows, and then Sundays we travel to the next city.
Jackson and her cast members have also visited some tourist mainstays, including the Louvre in Paris, the Wailing Wall in historic Jerusalem, and even taken mud baths in the Dead Sea. The cast is very close-knit despite their diverse backgrounds.
Yeah, we have a mixture of circus performers and tumblers, gymnasts, clowns, actors, singers, dancers. There's 110 of us in the cast, and there's 19 different nations, so within all of us. So it's a whole melting pot of people within the show. So it's a good variety of people, and it's a lot of fun.
Former Tigers Summer Hubbard also performs in Cirque du Soleil, continuing her performance career after finishing as a 3-time All-American and the national runner-up on uneven bars in 2010. After each 3-month tour, Jackson enjoys 2 weeks off, spending most of her time back home at LSU.
It's kind of bittersweet. I mean, I look around in the gym and see the girls training, and I want to put on a leotard and train again. But it's cute to see the new up-and-comers and to watch them training when I come home, and then to watch the competitions on Go Zone and just keep up with everything.
While a student athlete for the Tigers, Jackson mentored younger gymnasts, including current standout performer Reagan Corville.
She was great to work with, brought a lot of energy to the group. I mean, we were a small group, so we needed all the energy we can get, and it's cool to see her go from high school to, you know, a young woman and just grow and develop, not only in gymnastics, but in her personal life too.
When asked to look back at her career at LSU, Jackson did a wonderful job summing up her experience as a fighting Tiger.
It was an amazing 4 years, and it was definitely a huge chapter of my life. Got an amazing education, made some personal achievements that I will cherish for the rest of my life, made amazing friends that I'll keep for the rest of my life, and memories that I'll never forget.
Reporting for Inside LSU Gymnastics, I'm Garrett Wolverd.
Students everywhere agree LSU is a phenomenal choice. Experience the campus where passion becomes genius. Now, only at LSU.
Tiger fans joined LSU Gymnastics coach Dee Bro and former LSU football All-American Brady James for 2 special events. Catch Tailgate for the Fight March 7th, 6 to 9 p.m. inside the LSU Tiger Stadium Club. A night of food, fun, and spirited auction bidding. Admission is $56. Also join us March 8th at 7 p.m. as we host the 6th annual Etta James Memorial Meet as LSU will take on rival Alabama. Tickets just $1. And don't forget, wear pink. For info, email promotions@lsu.edu.
We're back on Inside LSU Gymnastics. Again, a historic night tonight in the Hearns Center in Columbia, Missouri, as the Fightin' Tigers of LSU set a new season high with a 197-275 score. And Dee, it really was a special night because 6 Tigers either tied or set new personal best, and you get 6 9-9s or better and a perfect 10.
And you know what else? We get to go home. We get to be at home next weekend because we've been on the road for 4 weeks. We've had more than a modicum of success. We've had great success, a lot of learning experiences, a lot of great scores and great performances, a lot of wows. But we're real excited to finally finish this 4-meet thing, be at the halfway mark with a lot of success and a lot of depth.
And next Friday night, the LSU Tigers host Arkansas, 7 o'clock meet in the Maravich Center. You can get your tickets at lsutix.net, and a very special 3-meet package. 3 home meets left, 3 tickets, $15. You can't beat it. It's the best deal in town.
Well, and if you get that package, that locks in you for the option to buy that as a season ticket package for next year, which is a big deal.
It is. It's an incredible deal. It's an incredible team. You can also follow this team in social media world, on Facebook at LSU Gymnastics and on Twitter at LSU GYM. So for head coach Dee Bro, for associate head coach Jay Clark, and for assistant coach Bob Moore, I'm Mike Smith saying thank you for watching Inside LSU Gymnastics. We'll see you next week. Inside LSU Gymnastics with Dee Dee Bro has been brought to you by New Orleans Roast Coffee, the LSU Tiger Spotters, Wow Cafe American Grill and Wingery, Flying Tigers Gymnastics Camp, PJ's Coffee, and Glenn Armentor Pay It Forward Scholarship Program of Excellence.